You're watching Coast Life, and you know we love everything about the coast. That includes everything that swims, crawls, walks, and flies. That's why we are very excited to have Jim Rapp, a local bird guide. You do some of the coolest stuff. I can't wait to get into this.
I really appreciate it. It is really fun.
Yes.
I flew in just for this to see you.
Yes, perfect. Well, thank you for being here. We're looking forward to talking about all the birding that you can experience on the Delmarva coast.
Oh, it's crazy around here, as you all know, but for folks who don't, this peninsula is on the Atlantic Flyway, and so every season it changes. So most people are familiar with fall migration, a lot of birds flying south, heading down to their wintering grounds, and then the return in the spring, but summer season is nesting season, and there are so many birds out there in the forests, in the marshes, out in the bays, nesting, and it's a time to see babies, and everybody loves babies.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's one bird species in particular that's really popular right now. Introduce us to this bird.
Oh, I shall. Nice setup. So we just started running our summer tours to Smith Island out in the Chesapeake Bay. And the draw there, the bird that makes the tour really special, is brown pelicans.
Yeah.
So, you know, some people see them. If you're at the beach in the summertime, typically later summer, you'll see them flying around. They're beautiful and charismatic. I mean, brown pelicans are a bird that extend beyond like all the others because they're just so charismatic. Everybody loves them. They're on t-shirts and hats and muffins. But what makes Smith Island special is the Chesapeake Bay currently, this may change in time, is the furthest north nesting population on the East Coast. So we go out and visit nesting colonies, and you see baby pelicans. We don't walk around with them. We stay in boats, but it's amazing. One writer, a travel writer, joined us and said, this is like the Galapagos Islands. And so she coined the Galapagos of the Chesapeake. So anyway.
Yes.
Ooh, we're the Galapagos of the Chesapeake. I love this.
Quite a title. We'll
Yeah.
rock that.
It needed a little PR zhuzh. It was good. I liked it.
Very cool. And so you mentioned summer nesting season. I think a lot of visitors, you know, when they think the coast and birds, seagulls.
That's
but
right.
there's a lot of other really cool birds. No offense to seagulls.
That's right. That's
so
right.
yeah. So what else is nesting this year?
So in summertime, for the birds you're going to see easily, like on a hike at Cape Henlopen, like Gordon's Pond or Prime Hook Refuge, not far from here, the birds we're going to see mostly are going to be birds like herons, egrets, ibis. There's a few other summer birds that, again, are big and charismatic, so you don't need to be a bird guide to see them and know what they are. The nesting is happening now, and so when the birds are in the nest, it's a little slow because you see one adult out like in the marsh because one's back on the nest with the young. But when the young fledge, when they take flight, all of a sudden you go on your bike ride on the bike trail at Cape Henlopen and go, where did all these birds come from? These are the young birds with their parents kind of learning how to do it, and then end of the summer, some of them go all the way up to like New York, all over the place, but summer's really good because they're nesting here in the peninsula and we get to see them first.
Yeah, I've definitely seen some of the fledgling herons when they're first kind of out and about. I
Like
think
goofy teenagers.
They are like goofy teenagers. They look so awkward, but I love it.
That is so cute. Is there anything bird-wise that makes our area so unique? I know you mentioned part of the Delmarva coast, the Galapagos of the Chesapeake, but more local, anything that you think really makes us stand out?
Totally. So the main thing, and it's so special to see this, you can just look at it on Google Maps if you're flying over, protected land. The Delaware coast, we've got Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge, Prime Hook National Wildlife Refuge. Interspersed between those are other public lands, wildlife areas, state parks like Cape Henlopen. And so you've got this amazing sort of quilt patchwork of protected spaces on the coast, in the state parks, and then the water. So all birds love water. Put a bird bath in your backyard, you're going to get cardinals and things like that. So there's certain birds that like the ocean, there's certain birds that like the inland bays, there's certain birds that like the Chesapeake, and then the thing I really love too, I haven't talked about, are the cypress swamps, like down around Trap Pond and a little further south. There's all kinds of good birds there to go kayaking, and you see little songbirds flying by. So it really is habitat. That's the main thing. And so again, just looking at a map, you can see big patches of green in all three states for that matter, Delmarva, including Virginia. And what it adds up to is, for birders like myself and my friends, like a big playground. Just places I still haven't been. Been doing this for 30 years. There's still parks I'm like, I got to get there one day.
So much to explore.
So we got to get started now.
I know. I meant to bring my binoculars with me, and I forgot. I'm so disappointed in myself.
She really did. Well, there's a lot of opportunity to explore, like you just said, and we have the perfect guide for you. Exactly. So coming up soon on Coast Life, make sure you stick around. We're here to talk with Jim about how you can get really up close and personal with these amazing birds. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Coast Life, and we are back talking about some of the most unique parts of the Delmarva coast. We are here with Jim Rapp, the ultimate bird guide. So let's talk about it. So you host a lot of really cool trips on boats on foot. Tell us a little bit about it.
Even on bikes. We do a biking bird tour at Cape Henlopen in October.
Cool. Bird nerds,
Yes.
let's go.
Let's go, bird nerds. Don't get me started. So yeah, when we started doing the Delmarva Birding Weekends is my organization, it was in the 90s, and it was once a year, April. It was kind of a spring migration thing, really cool. About 10 years ago, my few little bird nerd buddies and I were like, wait a minute, why are we just doing that? So we went year round, and now, honestly, there's tours every month. So summertime, as we mentioned, is summer nesting season, so we have tours out in the Chesapeake Bay. We do some behind Ocean City, Nassatig, but then in the fall, we love to partner with our friends at Dogfish Head. We do October Fest. How fun is that? But we do trips at Cape Henlopen, Prime Hook, right in this area. We do a birding bike tour.
One of my favorites.
Do some kayaking tours, but the boat trips I think are really fun. Again, lots of water around here. So the season that really surprised me is winter. Down here in the winter, a lot of us, and I grew up on the Eastern Shore, you just kind of wait for summer.
Right.
You wait for the beaches to open up. But there's so many cool ducks and geese and swans, and the non-bird that draws them in are the seals that are out on the breakwater walls in Lewis.
I saw seals for the first time this year. I was so excited. Yeah, we walked the beach. We brought, again, the binoculars, looked out at the Cape Henlopen Lighthouse, and we saw seals playing in the water. It was so exciting.
And that's the thing. So we charter a boat. We go out on the breakwater walls. There's lots of birds out there, but there's loads of seals in winter. So winter now, we're like every other weekend running tours, and it's so fun. As I was saying earlier, my favorite thing to hear is I had no idea. I hear it all the time on these tours because people just don't know. Locals and tourists alike. They're so surprised in a great way and shocked at how much there is here all year round.
Definitely. Well, definitely all year round, like you mentioned, so people can start signing up for tours now, right?
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Yeah, so delmarvabirding.com is our website, and I said summer is our nesting season. Another little special tour we do, I love doing birding with history. So we actually run tours, friends of mine who have Harriet Tubman tours, birding with history of Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. I mean, she's from this area and was a woodswoman and knew the woods, knew owl calls, all these things. So we kind of merge those together. It's really special. It's a very different experience. By the time you're done, you're like, it's quite moving to be out in the woods where she did her work. And there's birds all over the place too.
That's incredible. Very cool. And you get a lot of people too from out of state to just appreciate the Delmarva coast. Where do people come from?
Oh my gosh. So pretty much I would say like the beach crowd. It's kind of like southeastern PA, Philly, Baltimore, Washington. We've been emailed this now about 6,000 people over time we've grown. It's all organic. I mean, and thanks to PR like this, it shows. But they do. They come in and they tell their friends as the best way to do it. But we also have really great relationships with our tourism offices. So good friends at Southern Delaware Tourism, Worcester County Tourism, even the states we do stuff with. So any way we can get the word out is going to improve everybody's tourism economy down here. And that's part of why we do it. I love working with boat captains and hotels and restaurants. It's really fun.
So this might be a harder question to answer, but do you have a favorite or couple of favorite birds?
I was wondering that too. I wasn't sure if I should ask.
It's like asking for your favorite kid. It's really hard.
I know.
I'll tell you this. I have a spark bird, so partly my favorite. So in birding, some people have a bird, when they first get started, you're kind of like, what is this all about? I'm kind of, man, I'm not sure if we're going to do this. And then you see a bird, and you're like, that's it, I'm in.
That's my bird.
Mine was May 1991. I was in college at Salisbury University, and it was a scarlet tanager. This is a crimson red bird, the males, with black wings. They're here every spring. They migrate through. Not many nest down here, but we're on a little field trip, and my professor was like, okay, top of that pine tree, put my binoculars up, and I was, again, oh my God, I had no idea. Bought a pair of binoculars, started birding, haven't stopped.
Yeah, I think the indigo buntings have been at Prime Hook when you see them, because like there's the bluebird, but then there's indigo buntings, and they are so like bright electric blue when you see them flying through the woods, and you're like, what is that? So what is the best way for people to book these tours and get signed up and stay current with you guys?
Oh, thank you. So delmarvabirding.com is our website. We have a little thing for an e-newsletter on the right to sign up. We try not to overdo it, but but every couple of weeks we're like, a little bit of what we just did with pictures so people know, and then what's next. And there's always something next. Like I said, up 10 years ago it was like once a year, maybe twice. Now it's every month, year round. We have little mini events, just like a field trip. And then some weekends, like the Oktoberfest in October, where we'll have 15, 20 different trips all over the peninsula. And you can sign, and we do it a la carte, I should say that. It's just one trip. So if you're thinking about it and like, I don't want to commit to a whole weekend, just come out with us for 3 hours. Pretty sure you're going to come back.
Probably.
Probably.
Very
It's gonna
cool.
be fun. You'll see me there.
Oh yeah. Yes. The boat tours. Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank you.
teaching
This is
us
really
so
fun.
much. Yes, this is a lot of fun. You're going to see us definitely this summer.
We're hoping.
And this winter to see some
Yes.
seals as well.
Can't wait. Anytime.
Amazing.
You're always welcome.
Thank you so much. And hey, for right now though, don't go anywhere. We have a lot more coast life on the way.